Met Riley through another great friend, Bogey, who's a car girl. Riley was very well known for Riley's Rebuilds.
Riley's Rebuilds was originally created to rebuild carburetors, specifically Edelbrock carburetors, and now we are bringing a bunch of youngings into the garage that don't have the opportunities outside of it. This car in itself has an amazing story. Some of my earliest memories are sand blocking this car or taking tape off the bottom on the creeper, and my dad has done so much research behind it.
The research was almost half the project. You know, the family had to do so much research and making sure that they were doing everything right, and that's what they did. They made it exactly as it was.
Being able to not only work on it with him, but being able to bring in 7 young ones is so much fun.
Guys, we are at the ARMO booth, and it's going to be my first look at the Nomad. I've been in college all a couple months of what they've been doing, so I saw it when it was not so good, and it was in its moments.
A shell. It was
in its shell moments.
Yeah.
So he's going to show me
yes.
what it looks like.
So this is the pre-reveal before the reveal.
So that we can show you guys after the reveal.
Yeah.
It'll be posted.
Yeah.
So you guys will get to see my first impressions of the car.
All right, you ready?
Wait, that looks really good so far. Wait, it looks so good. Oh, and you put it in a case? Oh my goodness.
And we put it in the case. Go, yeah. Walk
Wait,
around.
this
I'll open
looks
it all up.
So good. Do we really have to sell this?
Maybe, maybe not.
Going to unveil here next is God's story that goes along with it. It's pretty amazing. This is Riley, and Riley's going to tell us a little bit of the backstory on this car.
Yeah, so I'm going to give more of a personal backstory. So this car is initially where all my driving passion in this industry has come from. My earliest memory is being on the creeper, taking tape off because I had nothing to do, and that's all it could get me to do while he was working on this car. And to see it come in such a full circle, not only to be working at the inner story how beautiful it is under here, but also being able to bring 5 girls and 2 boys from high school, upper trades school, into coming and working on this car with us. It's such an honor. It's amazing. And it's awesome to see how full circle this car has come. And I set this up for 3 months ago. We got this done. Jane has done an amazing job with the littles. He'll tell you the actual amazing story behind this car. Big tricks.
Okay, let's pull the cover back and take a look. We always talk about getting the next generation involved in our hobby, industry, on everything this is. And to see the passion that she had and discussing this with her earlier was just amazing. And that's what we've all got to be pushing for as we move forward. And something that's you. You can see pretty clearly that it is a 57 Chevrolet Nomad, but there's more to it than that. And Dave, I'm going to let you kind of fill everybody in on that.
So this is an incredibly special car. This was the 57 Chevy Nomad that was built in 56 to go to all of the auto shows and show what the 57 Chevy Nomad would look like. It also has the number 2 fuel injection unit built by Zora Duntov. So this was the first year fuel injection unit was made available, and it was so prototype. The only motor that they had that would actually run is a Corvette race motor. So it has one of the Nassau Bahamas Corvette race team motors topped by a completely chromed and polished fuel injection unit from the GM experimental edition.
And you got, in back you got.
Yeah, so in the back is a second fuel injection unit. These units, like I said, were so brand new, they were so finicky, that later in the year 57, the service bulletin came out and said, if anybody brings a car in with one of these early 4360 units, don't even try to fix them. Take it off and put a new unit up. So the car came with both units, and that's where it's split down. The unit will stay with the car.
Pretty amazing story to see a car like that. And how did y'all find it?
I found it in Alabama. It was at a small native car lot, and when I bought it, I didn't know the story. I had it for about 2 years, and when I was restoring the interior, I found pictures in the seat brake. I used those pictures as my emoticon online, and I was asking people questions. And the gentleman said, I've seen your car in a book. And he sent me the book, and it was from the early 70s. And underneath one of the pictures was the name, Federal Waterside. And I Googled everything the Waterside could find. I sent letters, I made phone calls. Finally got a call back from his daughter, Sandra. And unfortunately, he had passed away about 6 months before I found. But she tells me the stories of when he first bought the car, because it was a GM show asset. They couldn't let him take it home for an entire year. So he would go to Sydney Chevrolet and look at his own car on the showroom floor. And the family has owned it for 48 years. I'm the second owner. It's a 2-owner black plate California cars. Very, very rare.
Pretty cool to see. And, it just goes to show you these discoveries are still out there. We start talking about, well, everything's been found that there is. No, that's not always the case. There's still a lot of these. And as people in our car hobby tend to age out a little bit, there's going to be more of these finds coming out. So, again, when you get a chance, Riley and Dave, be happy to share more information with you, visit with them, and enjoy taking in this really rare car.
When I spoke to the Mecum folks, they instantly understood the importance of the car. I think the Mecum auction in Kissimmee is the perfect place. It's where their big dollar cars go.
I'm so excited for this car to cross the block at Mecum Kissimmee and go to somebody who has so much passion and love for this car just as much as I do.
The family's done a wonderful job restoring it. I know I'm going to be there myself on stage when this car sells. You're not going to want to miss it.